It is the John Phillips Show. Johnny's back on Monday. It's Randy Wang here. The phone number to join us is 800-222-5222, 1-800-222-5222. You can email us at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com and search for the John Phillips Show wherever you get your podcasts. The mailbag over the last 24 hours has been fascinating, because everyone who listens to this show that writes in wants to make sure that we are up to date on all the latest comings and goings out of the Katie Porter, I don't know if you can call it a scandal, I guess the Katie Porter incident.
No!
Something that was originally part of a series of interviews on CBS 13 Sacramento. Reporter Julie Watts sat down with every candidate, asked them a whole bunch of questions about a month ago, and was slowly releasing them in montages where you could hear what they all say about one certain subject. She puts out one on redistricting, and in the middle of this 30-minute video on YouTube that I found before pretty much anybody else was Katie Porter completely melting down on Julie Watts for asking very simple questions that she asked to 10 other candidates.
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
So we played that sound, and I am fairly certain we're the first radio show that did, to the 12 o'clock hour on Tuesday's show. And I told everyone listening specifically where that video was, how to find it, what the time code was for the incident between Katie Porter and Julie Watts.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you, and I don't want this all on camera.
And then I slowly started to see the coverage of that interview, a local Sacramento TV interview, go everywhere. Every national radio show picked it up. Every national TV show picked it up. It was being talked about on all the cable news channels. It was being talked about on places that would never think to cover the California governor's race. It's the first thing that may have made the California's governor's race interesting.
Hello, everybody.
And the fallout has continued now because Katie Porter does kind of have a reputation for being a little bit of a bully, as was shown in the interview with Julie Watts.
I don't care.
And there have been stories over the years of how she has treated her staffers when she was a member of Congress. And what do you know? One of those staffers decided to leak a video to Politico going back to 2021. This is then Congresswoman Katie Porter on a Zoom call with Biden's Secretary of Energy, Jennifer Granholm, and it's pretty delicious.
So I'm on the Oversight Committee, you might know, and that is where we did a study recently this fall in September, and what it showed is if we don't electrify or...
Is her voice higher pitched than usual? Because usually it's like this.
Paul!
But this whole talk, it's like this.
Electrified our transportation sector, that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems. And the state could lose... Get out of my shot.
Whoa! In the background, you see one of her staffers wearing a face mask because this was the COVID times.
No, thank you.
And the staffer walks behind her. Katie Porter immediately notices it and goes to 11. That's her name. That's why that's bleeped.
Get out of my shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that...
So the staffer is creeping out and getting in the shot because Katie Porter is saying false information on this interview with the Secretary of Energy.
Out of my shot.
I wanted to tell you there's climate report.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that.
Anyone ever have a boss like this? I can think of one that I've had. and it wasn't here.
Stay out of my shot. Okay. I'm going to start again with electric vehicles saving us money.
Perfect.
Okay.
She got so mad.
I call it the shift gift.
Now, that video is also going around the world. Politico put it out, and every single place is covering that because this is a perfect Katie Porter drop.
Get out of my shot.
And I don't know if your brain works like this, but my brain works in very specific ways. Maybe that's why I'm in this line of work. But when I hear this,
Get out of my shot.
and I listen to the cadence of it over and over again of Katie Porter yelling at her staffer,
Get out of my shot.
I think to myself, why does that cadence remind me of something?
Get out of my shot.
And then it occurred to me, oh, that's why. Because it sounds a little like a song from the musical Hamilton. Now, I've come up with two different ways to illustrate this. Here's option one.
Get out of my shot. Get out of my shot.
But here's option two.
And I am not thrown away. My shot.
I think option two is better, but I think they're both pretty good representations of how my brain works when I hear Katie Porter say,
Get out of my shot.
So we got option one
And I am not thrown away. My shot.
or option two.
Get out of my shot. Get out of my shot.
And if I had more time, that song would be even longer. But that is the drama that is circulating. I'm sure more and more videos from pissed off ex-staffers will be coming out. And the fallout has also come to all of Katie Porter's competitors in the governor's race who are criticizing her because it gets them attention that they were not going to get otherwise. And one candidate even calling for her to drop out. For more on the latest hot goss, here's KCRA 3's political director, Ashley Zavala.
Democratic candidate for California governor and former Congresswoman Katie Porter facing backlash tonight and calls to get out of the gubernatorial race. This comes after a clip of a recent CBS News interview with her went viral.
KCRA 3 political director Ashley Zavala is here with an update and the reaction to this.
Yeah, this could be a pivotal moment in the race to replace Governor Gavin Newsom. If you have
The pivotal moments in this race were Kamala saying, I'm not going to run,
I will repeat myself.
and Katie Porter showing everyone who exactly Katie Porter is.
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
I wonder if she's still the front runner now that more people know who Katie Porter is. Some people might see this and be like, yeah, she's a fighter.
I'm me.
But some people might see this and look at her and realize she might be difficult to work with.
I'm running for governor because I'm a leader.
And I do love this one.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you. And I don't want this all on camera.
The last thing you should ever say when you're mic'd up and on camera is, I don't want this on camera. You think they're going to respect your wishes? We've talked about this before. Katie Porter is not used to doing local television interviews with local people that know local subject matter. And this wasn't even a complicated question. But when your whole media experience is going on cable news, you're getting a very different kind of interview. If your whole media experience is going on podcasts that are completely on one side of the political aisle, you're getting a totally different kind of interview.
pivotal moment in the race to replace Governor Gavin Newsom. If you have not seen this viral interview clip yet, we do have it on our website right now. Now, the latest polls have had Katie Porter as a front runner, and it's to be seen if this situation changes that. But to walk you through it, CBS News asked Katie Porter and the wide field of candidates for governor the same question, essentially, what is your message to the 40% of California voters who voted for President Trump, a Republican? As the reporter Julie Watts followed up to get Porter to answer the question, Porter accused Watts of being argumentative and threatened to end the interview.
Oh, how pissed off do you think John Phillips is that he's not here this week?
Porter said she would not.
It's like when OJ died all over again.
Porter said she would not move on with the interview if Watts was going to ask several follow-up questions, and expressed to the reporter that she wanted the interview to be pleasant and positive. The other candidates running in the race pounced. Democrat and former state controller Betty Yee calling for Porter to drop out of the race, posting on X, quote, "Katie Porter is a weak, self-destructive candidate, unfit to lead California. The stakes are simply too high for her to stay in this race. It's time for her to drop out of this race."
And there are going to be plenty of people who hear that statement from Betty Yee, and they're going to ask the obvious question: who the bleep is Betty Yee?
Republican candidate Steve Hilton posted in part, quote, 15 years of one-party rule. This is what you get. It's time for change in California. Another Democratic candidate, Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tony Thurmond, wrote on X in part, "The next governor of California must be willing to answer tough questions."
You didn't do very well on that question either, Tony.
And another Democrat.
That's the thing. And it's one of the things that Julie Watts keeps saying when people ask her about this interview. She's like, you should really see what all the other candidates say, because their answers weren't good on this either.
And
hers was just the funniest.
And another Democratic candidate, former LA Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, he wrote,
Ashley, who I love, by the way. I think Ashley's one of the best political reporters that we have in this state. And I'm so glad that she's moving up in the world and has her own long-form political show called California Politics 360. Let me give you some advice as a Southern Californian born and raised. You do not need to put any accent on Antonio Villaraigosa's name because it's a fake name.
And another Democratic candidate, former LA Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, he wrote, quote,
his name is Tony Villar. Villaraigosa is not a real name. And I know that's like the pot calling the kettle black from me saying this, somebody who is doing the show with not a real name.
Quote, "We need a leader who will solve hard problems and answer simple questions." Now, I reached out to a spokesman for Porter for comment and response to Yee's call for her to get out of the race. In a text message, the spokesman, Nathan Click, replied to me noting the interview went on after the tense exchange between Porter and CBS News.
And I bet they're really worried that the pressure is going to be on CBS Sacramento to release the full unedited interview, which I am dying to see, because her other answers on other questions that we've seen so far were also very Katie Porter-esque.
Get out of my shop.
Now, we take requests on this show, and if somebody wants to hear something, whether it's a drop or whether it's a certain story, they want us to cover something, we're all about it. We have gotten so many emails in the last 24 hours asking if we can replay a certain call that took place on this radio station last March when Katie Porter was running for Senate, and one of our listeners had a story about a friend's interaction with her. And we are going to play that sound for you later in the show. So if you've never heard the legendary Katie Porter call, you're going to hear it today. First, let's go to Kathleen in San Francisco. Kathleen, hello.
Hey, Randy. Hi. Just wanted to compliment you and the show on making the Hamilton shot connection. That is just brilliant.
Now, what do you like better, option one
And I am not thrown away my shop.
or option two?
Get out of my shop.
You know, it's hard for me to distinguish. I think I like both of them, but I think I'm going to prefer one. But the fact that somebody, you or someone at your show, made that connection, I thought was brilliant, just brilliant. Secondly, you know, I'm in San Francisco. Californians have become so conditioned to accepting psychopaths in political office, in high political office, really lousy leadership. I just wonder if they'll be able to see the truth about Katie Porter. you guys really, I agree, you were prescient when it came to exposing Katie Porter. I can only imagine what the atmosphere must be like in the offices of Steve Hilton right now. This is great. This is terrific that this is coming to light. She shot herself in the foot.
And getting more eyes on this race is very important. Getting more eyes on who Katie Porter actually is, because this is not a secret that this is how Katie Porter acts, is only going to be good for who ends up being nominated to be the governor of California. Kathleen, thank you so much for the call. I'm glad you picked up the Hamilton connection, too.
Thanks, Randy.
Thank you.
And I am not thrown away my shot.
Oh, it's a good day. If you want to comment on everything Katie Porter related, please give us a call. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Betty Yee has asked for Katie Porter to drop out based on her blow-up on CBS Sacramento and ensuing videos.
Get out of my shot.
Do you think Katie Porter's actually going to drop out because of this? I don't. I think she's going to double down, which means more videos for the rest of us. 800-222-5222, 1-800-222-5222. We'll take your calls. We'll finish up the Ashley Zavala story. And if you're good, little girls and boys, you will hear the legendary Katie Porter story, our call of the year in 2024, all coming up. Johnny is unfortunately on vacation and gets to miss out on all the fun that we're having today.
Get out of my shop.
But it's Randy Wang here, and if you want to go back and you want to listen to our extensive coverage of former Congresswoman, former Senate candidate, and current governor candidate Katie Porter, you can do that by searching for The John Phillips Show wherever you get your podcasts. Please. Just search for The John Phillips Show on Apple Podcasts,
Little D.
iHeart, Spotify.
I call it the shift gift.
Or you could do a Google on the YouTube.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
There are so many different ways to listen live to our radio stations on the KABC app, the KSFO app, even the KMJ Now app, because we're on that station Saturdays at 2. You can listen to all of our coverage of Katie Porter.
What I haven't heard about is anything about dishwashers.
And everything else.
Paul!
The phone number to join us, 800-222-5222, 1-800-222-5222. Betty Yee is calling for Katie Porter to drop out of the race based on her blow-up on CBS Sacramento.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you, and I don't want this all on camera.
Do you think Katie Porter drops out because of this? I don't. I think she's going to double down. More of your calls coming up in moments. So it's Randy Wang here. The phone number to join us is 800-222-5222, 1-800-222-5222. And you can email us at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. Lisa writes in, hey, Randy, I listen every day. I would love it if you could roll that Katie Porter drop into the Santa Monica lady and then a Paul, and then the Axe Lady questions. Oh, I didn't see that there was a Paul. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to do this on the fly. All right, Katie Porter, Paul. All righty. Because, see, I put this thing together only thinking she wanted 3 drops, but she wanted 4 drops. So let's fix it. Here we go. I take your requests.
Get out of my shop.
Give me back my jacket.
Paul!
Questions?
Great suggestion, Lisa. Let's go to the phones now and start with, oh boy, Clifton in Vallejo. Clifton, hello.
Randy, what's going on with you, my brother, man?
Doing great.
Man, you're doing a stand-up job, man, and covering for your boy John. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing about, this Katie Porter character, man, is, you know what? You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of this character I don't know if you remember this movie, but you remember this movie about this writer that got abducted in Colorado, and she wound up breaking his ankles and that type of stuff. I think it was Michael Caine who was the main actor in the movie.
It was James Caan, and that was Misery with Kathy Bates.
With Kathy Bates. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly who Katie Porter remind me of, man. I'm telling you, man, what kind of narcissistic maniac are we dealing with? We're dealing with a narcissistic maniac.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of politicians are narcissistic maniacs. She just happens to be the loudest. And the thing about being in politics is when you're an a-hole to your staffers, it comes out.
You can't avoid it, man. It's so obvious, man. I hope the voters of California realize what we're dealing with, man. Look, I've been thinking about leaving California for the last 2 or 3 years, man. But you know what? I came to the decision I'm not leaving. I'm staying because California is worth saving. That's why I'm staying.
I love to hear that, and I totally agree with you. This state is worth saving. We are going to save it. That's what we try to do every single day by educating the public, and I love that attitude. Clifton, we always appreciate you calling in, buddy.
All right, buddy. I love you, man. You guys take care, man. Keep up the good fight, bro.
Thank you. Clifton, by the way, is in the running for the first time he called in this year, might be the caller of the year 2025.
You understand what I'm saying?
He's just the best. I totally agree with that. This state is worth fighting for. If I move, it'll be part-time, but that has nothing to do with California driving me out and more to do with I really like New Mexican chilies. Let's go to Patrick in the Bay. Patrick, hello.
Hey, Randy, Super Dasher Patrick here, back in the Bay Area. My brother Clifton just talked to you. It's great. He's a good guy. Have you seen the Katie Porter memes where she rips off the microphone and kicks the crap out of the interviewer? Funny stuff.
They're doing some wild stuff with that footage. It is you know what? It's a rare time in this day and age where we can all just laugh at the same thing.
Yes, sir. AI is just having a great time with this stuff.
Oh, I can imagine. Thanks so much for the call, Supernatural Pat. Yeah, what's fun about this is nobody's out there defending her. Even for the harshest critics are her fellow Democrats that are running against her, but nobody has come out of the woodwork to defend Katie Porter for whining and complaining about having to answer a follow-up question in a local interview.
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
So many controversies. There's one side going against another side. Nobody is defending Katie Porter. Nobody is coming to Katie Porter's defense. And the more things that are coming out, like...
Get out of my shop.
The more we're all realizing who exactly this is, and is it really the smartest idea to put her in charge of the 4th largest economy in the world? Let's go to Dale in Long Beach. Dale, hello.
Hey, Randy, could you add to that drop the 2 ladies' reaction when the one goes, ooh, I know, at the very end? That would be pretty good.
Okay, so you want the ladies in Reseda to go into, so let me get this straight. Katie Porter going into the Santa Monica lady, going into Paul, going into questions, and then going into the ladies from Reseda. That's what you want to hear?
Yeah, you can even put a get that money in there if you want to.
Okay, let me get one more in here. You also want to add a get that money. We're just getting all the drops together. All right, here we go. Playing your requests here. Here we go. Here it is.
Get out of my shop.
Give me back my jacket.
Paul!
Questions?
No.
I know.
Get that money.
I think it's beautiful. Thank you so much for the call, Dale. Appreciate it. It's a good day. Let's go back to the Ashley Zavala piece, because Ashley Zavala was trying to get a response from Katie Porter's team, and her campaign spokesman is to exactly how Katie, who has kind of been radio silent ever since this thing started, which again is hilarious to me because this interview is from a month ago and she knew, maybe she thought they weren't going to air it, that they were, and there's more. You know there's more. This is probably the best, but I bet there's some stuff that's in there. While this is a 10 out of a 10, there might be some good 8 out of a 10 stuff in there.
In a text message, the spokesman, Nathan Click, replied to me noting the interview went on after the tense exchange between Porter and CBS News. I replied to him.
Then what was she doing? What was all of that about? Ripping off the mic. I don't want to do this anymore. You're being argumentative. Who says that to a reporter?
I replied to him by stating this notion that she shouldn't have to take follow-up questions and expects interviews to be pleasant. These are points that I would have to report tonight on our broadcast, especially when it comes to someone who wants to be the next governor of the most populous state in the country with the 4th largest economy in the world. I'm still waiting to hear back from him.
All right, so there have been reports over the years of temper issues with Katie Porter, and now in light of this, there are other videos that are now coming to the surface.
Right. I mean, just within the last couple of hours, Politico has obtained a leaked video.
That's this one. Where is it?
Get out of my shop.
Of what they are describing as a moment where Porter is berating a staff member, hurling some expletives at this person to get out of a camera shot. And there is some discussion online. Will we see more leaks like this in light of this whole situation at this point?
And additionally, we're seeing the public comments that are coming to light. A lot of competitors, other candidates are posting and reacting to this. But what are you hearing behind the scenes in the political world?
Yeah, I mean, talking to my political sources, whether that's politicians or political strategists in both parties, there is a bipartisan overall consensus that the way Porter handled that interview with CBS News was not okay.
Nobody is coming to Katie Porter's defense. Not even caddy Robert Garcia, who was like her only friend in Congress.
Some of my sources calling it a teachable moment for anyone who wants to be in public office of what not to do. Many, though, seeing this as a major shakeup in this California governor's race.
Just because a reporter is asking questions does not make them argumentative. That's our job, to ask questions.
Exactly.
By the way, you know what might be one of the unintentional but greatly appreciated side effects of this whole story is inspiring other local reporters to do exactly what Julie Watts has done, what Ashley Zavala does all the time, what Marla Tay has done, what some of our great reporters and anchors do, is don't give any politician, I don't care what side of the aisle they're on, a hall pass. Ask them tough questions, and you know that they don't like to answer questions. When they don't answer the question, you ask the same question, and I love that. And I want to see more of that. That's the great thing, is there is maybe a renewed excitement about local journalism, at least television journalism, that we're seeing in California.
Exactly. For constituents.
You know, but she has received points over the years. She's brash. She's run her initial campaign as somebody who doesn't want to put up with BS, and that has been something that has helped her in the polls.
That has. But with a simple question such as, what do you say to the people who voted for Donald Trump, which some see as a layup and an easy one? I mean, imagine if you make a tough decision as governor, what the follow-up questions would be then.
Yeah, all right.
Well, and it's a question that was posed to all of the candidates, so It wasn't like it was a unique question.
Exactly.
Oh, I love to see it. By the way, that's their direct competitor, and they're like, yeah, Julie Watts did a great job. I love it. Reporters sticking together, and the California press showing that they can have a backbone when they want to. So very good to see. Now, when we come back, we will continue to take your phone calls about our girl, Katie Porter.
My shop.
And we will play for you a call that was made to this show in March of 2024, detailing a wild story about an encounter with Katie Porter. Let's go to Rose in the Marina. Rose, hello.
Hey, buddy, I love your show. Could you please do me a favor? could you put the voice of the Queen with Katie Porter yelling at her aide?
You mean this?
Get out of my shot.
You're the best. I love you.
Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. Let's go to John in Long Beach. John, hello.
Randy, that whole drop would not be fitting unless you put at the end, we got to get up on out of here, baby boy.
All right, let's try it. The string of drops ended with Oakland Man.
Get out of my shop.
Give me back my jacket.
Paul!
Questions?
No. I know.
Get that money.
I said, hell no, baby boy. Let me get up on out of here.
I think now it's perfect.
Thank you. Johnny's missing out this week.
He is. He's going to be jealous, but he'll be back Monday. Thanks so much for the call, John. Appreciate it. All right. Without further ado, it was March of 2024. A young Katie Porter had decided to run for Senate even though Dianne Feinstein hadn't died yet. And then she did. And then Katie Porter was in it to win it against Adam Schiff.
I call it the Schiff gift.
And we started extensively covering Katie Porter's campaign.
Hello, everybody.
And on a March day, we took a call from a listener named Mike who shared with us a story about something that allegedly happened between Katie Porter,
Little D,
and a friend of his. This call has been requested by so many people in the last 24 hours, we had to play it. So without further ado, let's go in the Wayback Machine to March of 2024.
Let's begin with Mike in Valencia. Mike, you're on KABC. Hello.
Hey, John. It's good talking to you. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
Okay, back to Katie Porter. I'm not going to use any bad language, but I don't know how much I can say. But a good friend of mine, we were at a party down south, okay? And he's a chubby chaser, shall we say. And he had 1-3 mini to drink. And we noticed he started talking to this young lady. And it was Katie Porter. And he wound up, let's just say they left together. And he was really, and we were trying to explain to him, do you know who that is? But once he gets drinking, he ain't listening. And he left with her, and the next morning we saw him. He asked us to come get him. And we had to explain to him who it was. And he went,
no.
They didn't do it in the minivan, did they?
No. But let's just say that we asked him, but he doesn't remember anything until he woke up, and that's when he called us to come get him. And we told him we were warning you who that was because we swing to the right, you know. We're conservatives. But we asked him how to go, and he goes, I don't remember nothing. He goes, I just remember waking up, and he goes, God, she stunk. I swear on my children's life. But
I think you've left John speechless.
I am absolutely speechless.
I've gone out. The first thing he does now when we go down south, because he lives down there and we go down there to visit him, is he checks out the room to make sure she isn't there. You know, and then I think we should get the prosecutor, the DA down in Orange County to file RICO charges on Katie Porter for saying what she said, since they're doing it to Trump.
It's not even as bad as what you did to your friend.
Yeah, I know. He's never going to live that down, because every time we see him or we hear the ad, my other buddy records it and sends them, you know, like her little commercials. He always tweets them those or emails them those. And he just we're not going to let him live that down.
You know, the last thing anybody wants is a constant daily reminder of the day you got blackout drunk.
Oh, yeah. He had beer goggles on, and he doesn't remember. We just got a call and said, you guys pick us up. We go, where are you? So we went to pick him up, and he goes, what happened last night? I go, bro, you know who that was? He goes, yeah, I didn't realize that. He goes, that's why I called you.
Thank you for the call, sir.
We're never going to let him live down.
That was fantastic. Mike, thanks for the call. Call us again with more stories like that. What a small world.
I'm speechless. I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know what to say.
Not only have we gotten a ton of requests to play that, but people have been asking me to email them the MP3 of that, and I am only happy to oblige. Let's go to Paul in San Francisco. Paul, hello.
Yes, apparently Katie Porter hasn't been in California very long. She's from Iowa, so apparently she came out here because her views wouldn't fly in Iowa, and she could use California as her petri dish for her progressive views.
Well, I think that makes a whole lot of sense because, Iowa's not putting up with that, but Irvine apparently is. Well, was. She's currently unelected. Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. Let's go to Greg in Santa Ana. Greg, hello.
Hello there. Hey, I'm glad you're really putting on a great show today with all those drops. That's artistic. That's masterful.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. The reason I'm calling is to find out, is she still teaching at UCI? And is she getting free housing?
As far as we know, she's still teaching law at UCI, and yes, she is still living in subsidized, government-paid-for teacher housing. So, yes, that is true. As far as we know, she's still doing that. Thanks so much for the call. Let's go to Frank in Woodland Hills. Frank, hello.
Hi, Randy. Nothing is going to change. You want to know something? The sad truth is that woman is going to get elected, no matter what happens. And it's very depressing to me.
Well, nothing's a done deal. It's still very early out, and so many people barely know who these candidates are. There's a lot of people who are just finding out today who Katie Porter is, and it's very possible that this turns a lot of people off.
Get out of my shop.
Thanks so much for the call. Let's go to Ron in Downey. Ron, hello.
No, I'd just like to say she reminds me of so many of my friends that got married young, beautiful girls, right? The dreams of their dreams, and what their wives turn out to be towards years later, what they turn out to look like. Oh, man, horrible.
Thanks so much for the call, Ron. Appreciate it. You know, I wonder how many people are Googling her and finding out the story about the ex-husband and the pot of mashed potatoes.